I think the squeaky chair is kind of endearing.
You
It
think
means it's me.
It's a stylistic choice?
Stylistic choice. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm. Even though I think you've probably already been recording.
Maybe. Welcome, dear listeners, to the Dink and Around podcast, where the only thing we're birthing is laughter. I'm your host, Jeff.
And I'm your better host, Becky. We are here to show that life after parenting still holds plenty of excitement, laughter, and some questionable financial decisions.
So open up that bar tab and let's roll those intro tunes.
Whoop, whoop.
Nothing to look at. Go back to work, everyone.
Oh my gosh, Becky, whatever happened to that podcast? Like it was dinking around or something? Who even understands podcasts anyway? I mean, people only listen because it's hilarious, okay? I mean, gosh, they're just so funny.
Guess who's back? Back again. Becky's back. So is Jeff. Guess who's back? Becky's back. Jeff is back. Dinks are back. Podcast back. Drinks are
It's
back.
the high-pitched
It's all
voice
back.
for me.
Sexiest potpourri ever for 1,000.
Ooh, yeah. Sexy
Oh,
potpourri.
yeah,
All right,
sexy
how about the
potpourri.
real one?
Dinking around, it's Jeff and Becky just dinking around.
Please don't sue us, Eminem.
Yeah, I don't think he even gives two craps.
Uh,
Who knows?
yeah, well, you know, it's the podcast that nobody really listens to.
We have a couple listeners now.
Yes, most of our family. Thank you.
Yes,
for
a few
listening to
friends.
us. So, welcome back. We took a little bit of a holiday break, obviously.
Yeah, it ended up being an extended holiday break.
Yeah, let's see. How many weeks was that?
Oh, goodness.
When was our last one?
I don't know.
Here, let me see if I can find it.
It's been a minute. It's been a hot minute.
Yes, it has. Because, I mean, we did the holiday one. Oh, look, I'm...
You're not even logged
It's
in.
been so long that I have not even logged in anymore.
Well,
I don't know if it's going to let me log in. Maybe we broke it. Maybe no one will ever hear this because it didn't exist any
maybe.
longer.
December 17th.
Okay.
I found it first.
Yeah, you did. I don't understand why. Oh, maybe I did this wrong. Continue with Spotify. Continue with Google. Did I do it Google?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Yes, that's what I did. All right. Well,
Yay.
I mean, we already figured it out. So
December 17th.
December 17th. Yes.
So, yeah, we had a holiday break for Christmas and the New Year, and then we've just kind of had a lot going on. So, it's been hard to find the time to pod.
Yeah. So we got back into it.
Yeah,
So let's see. We had family in town
we did.
for Christmas. We found out we were cousins.
We did. Oh, that's funny. Yes, so my mom was here with our son, our youngest son, and they were here for almost 2 weeks, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But as part of that, then of course I had a couple different aunts and stuff come over, and while they were here, they were talking about family history, and it turns out we are in fact related.
Yeah. They mentioned a couple people, and I was like, oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing like being married to your fit cousin.
Except technically that side of the family's like my stepfather's
Well,
family.
yeah, but
so
still, it still counts.
it's funny.
So we married our cousins without knowing.
Yep. So, hey.
Hey, cuz, how you doing?
How you doing? That just feels dirty. So dirty. Anyway, so let's see, what did we do on that little holiday break? I put together, because everybody else gave up on it, but y'all usually do a puzzle
Yes.
for the holidays.
Yes.
So we were going to go to a white elephant gift exchange.
Yes.
We ended up not going. I think we mentioned that in one of our podcasts.
Possibly. I
Yes.
don't know. But yeah, we ended up not going. The host got sick.
Ow, I just hit my arm. And then, so we decided to keep the 101 dogs pooping puzzle.
Yes.
The one dog is the one that's up in the tree pooping.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You actually figured that
it's
out.
the
huh?
extra dog.
Well,
Anyway, so we started, and a day and a half in, everybody else was like, this is too difficult. I'm not
it
doing
was
it anymore.
very, very hard. You would be surprised at how hard it is to find 101 dogs pooping.
And what is the problem with me and puzzles, Becky?
You obsess over them and can't let it go.
That's right. I dream about them. It's not a good situation.
Yeah.
Parker, to his credit, joined back in for a little bit.
That's
but
good.
Then bailed. But I finished it.
You did finish it.
I finished
And we
that
were
bad
all
boy.
impressed.
Yes. Maybe we should put that as the picture for the podcast.
Sure.
Is
That works.
the dog poop.
Dog's pooping puzzle. We ate way too much food.
Way too much food.
We played lots and lots of games. It was an old-fashioned Christmas
It was. Why was it an old-fashioned Christmas?
because we lost internet for 5 days. So we
Jerk.
had no choice but to make an old-fashioned Christmas.
Oh, man.
We pulled out Christmas movies in DVD or Blu-ray format.
Yeah, and I forgot how crappy DVD is.
Yeah, it's real bad.
Yeah.
We also had to break out the old boombox to listen to Christmas music on CD.
You just said boombox.
I did. Yeah. Played lots and lots of board games because we had no internet. We had to stream some of the football games and go to family members' houses to watch the others because it was just such a...
Stream over like at 5G
Yes.
is what it was.
Yeah. So it was nice because we spent more quality time together, but it was getting pretty rough there at the end.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. So we got a little angry with AT&T.
5 days.
Yeah, 5 days. So I wrote a fancy, after calling them several times, maybe I shouldn't have said their name.
They're not a sponsor.
Not going to be a sponsor.
No.
Anyway, so after calling them a couple times and, people in the neighborhood calling them and it was just getting ridiculous, I decided to, do the honorable thing and call them out on Twitter. Because
Yeah,
that's what
'cause that's
Sorry,
what you do.
X.
X, formerly known as.
That's Twitter. That's
Twitter,
right.
yes.
So I tweeted, no, I X'd.
Why did they change the name if everybody just still says X, formerly known
As
as?
Twitter. I don't
That's
know.
stupid.
Well, I mean, it was the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah. Guess when
Anyway,
you've got
so
billions of dollars, you can do
here's
whatever
my
you
story from AT&T Help. Of course, I am a big Grinch fan, as we've all already determined,
Yes.
if you've listened to any of the earlier. So, I threw together a little graphic that said AT&T, or how AT&T ruined Christmas with the Grinch in it. Please don't sue us. Who made the cartoon Grinch? Illumination.
It was Dr. Seuss.
Yeah,
Made the
but
original?
I mean, that movie. I
Oh, the
took
Benedict
one from
Cumberbatch one?
the-
I don't
yeah,
know.
I think it was DreamWorks, right?
Probably.
Or no. What's the one that does all the Disney
Pixar?
movies? Pixar. I don't know now.
I don't either. It's fine.
Okay, anyway. So, if we don't know, then they can't sue us.
Yeah.
It's plausible deniability.
Sure.
We don't know who made it.
Yeah, we're getting sued by all sorts of people today.
Yeah, anyway. Here's the story that I wrote. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Every person in Frisco Hillsville liked Christmas a lot, but AT&T, who provided internet to Hillsville, did not. The internet was down for the whole Christmas season. Now, please don't ask why. Customer service didn't know the reason. One of two continued.
Yes.
Thanks, X. I'm not paying for the extra
Character
ones.
limits.
Whatever the reason, the neighborhood would say, no internet the whole weekend ruined Christmas Day. 'Twas the 4th day, and still there was no luck. And I am wondering what the actual...
Yes.
Now, I can't pay you. I can't work from my house. Please fix it now, or I'll rip fiber out.
To which they promptly responded to you,
Yes, they did.
and it was fixed the next day.
And
So you saved Christmas.
I did.
Good job.
Or it could have been that, it was after Christmas, so they actually hopped on and did some
Or,
work.
the hundreds of people that were calling from our neighborhood. Pissed.
I apologize for that cough. I tried to hold it in. So hopefully I didn't do it into all of our non-existent listeners' ears.
Hopefully.
Anyway, so let's see, what else did we do? We played lots of Wheel of Fortune.
We did. Some trivia games. We played, Cards Against Humanity, all of the typical things. We also played Five Crowns, which you had never played before.
No,
I thoroughly enjoy that game.
that was all right. My luck came into effect on that.
I don't know what to tell you about your luck.
I used it up all on you.
I guess so.
That's why I'm the luckiest TMD LLC.
I mean, for being the luckiest, you sure complain about your luck a lot. Just saying.
Ooh. And let's see. We ate lots of food.
We had lots of food. I made honey candy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so my family, I guess, starting with my grandmother, I don't know if it goes farther back than that, but they're candy makers. I'm a baker. So candy making has always been intimidating to me. But my aunt was here and she taught me how to make my grandma's recipe of honey candy. It was delicious. It's like a, Bitto honeys, it's like a homemade version of that, but yummier.
And they turned out okay.
They did. They turned out real good. Apparently, you cannot freeze dry honey candy.
Yeah.
Though.
So Becky's aunt and uncle, her uncle, has gotten into freeze drying candy.
Yeah, and he's done all sorts of stuff like Big Hunks, Taffy.
The sour Skittles were one of my favorites. Yeah.
Yeah, and they all turned out really good, but he tried to do the honey candy and apparently it exploded everywhere.
Yeah. And that stuff that there was, it like just kind of melted in your mouth.
It was like snowflakes.
Yeah.
Like candy snowflakes.
Yeah. Just like dissolved on your tongue.
Yeah.
Let's see. I can't think of anything else.
Well, we watched a decent amount of football that weekend as well,
Yeah,
which
lots
leads
of
into the
football.
next topic, which is
Yes, it's true.
dem boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wah, 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 wah.
Here, I've got that.
Yeah. So the Cowboys sucked yet again. They choked.
I mean, and Green Bay was playing pretty good, though.
Yeah. It's just very, very frustrating
Yes. Yeah.
to be a Cowboys fan and have that hope ripped away again.
Since the Niners weren't playing that day, I decided to support them. So I wore a jersey, and then halfway through the game, what happened, Becky?
I told you to go take it off because you have terrible luck. And I was convinced, because I'm superstitious, that you were the reason they were losing.
So I did take it off, and they scored, but then they continued.
Then they continued to lose. I was upset because the jersey that I had worn for many weeks in a row, I had washed in between just to, was my winning jersey, and Diggs let me down.
Yeah. Yeah.
So now I don't know what I'm going to start out next season with. Superstition.
It's a new season, so you can start with whatever.
But to return
Dak
the
is
favor,
back, so
yeah, to return the favor, I wore Niners stuff yesterday for that
Yes,
game.
you did. You looked really good in your red
I
pants.
thought for a minute you were going to ask me to go take it off.
And you looked really good in your red pants.
Thank you. I looked really good in my red pants.
That's right.
I
make
had
sure
red
to tell you
pants on
multiple
with a
times.
white hoodie that had red 49er stuff on it. It was real cute.
As we were out and about, we had a couple people walk up to us and say, "Please beat the Packers." And I
Yes.
was very worried we weren't going to.
It was looking like you weren't for a minute.
No, that
then you
was
pulled it out.
a very stressful game. And usually I don't believe in the pull-out method.
I mean, it's not very reliable for that kind of thing.
It's
But
not really reliable for a lot of things. Anyway.
anyway, that took a turn.
And so then, so the Niners won last night. I felt like I was going to have a heart attack and realized later that I didn't take my blood pressure medication. So that was probably one of the reasons.
That would contribute to feeling like you were going to have a heart attack, yes.
It was pretty bad. So, but we were pretty excited about that, especially since things have been probably a little more. One of the other things that was keeping us away from podcasting is we've been taking care of our poor little puppy Fergus.
Yeah, she's had some health issues.
Yes. So
Poor puppy.
I can't remember. I know we said that we had been. I know we had talked about it a little bit.
I don't remember if we did or not, but okay, just for why don't you give us an update? Like not like an update, but a summarized recap of what's been going on.
Summarized recap.
Well, yeah, you don't. Yeah, I mean, tell us whatever you want.
Let's see. Boy and girl by dog.
Yes,
Dog is super cute.
dog is adorable.
Boy and girl fall in love with dog.
Yes,
Dog starts limping.
yes,
Boy and girl spend lots of money to try to find out why.
yes.
Boy and girl find out that cute dog has a nerve sheath tumor
Yeah, a sarcoma.
after several
trips to
Several thousands of dollars
doctors.
and many, many trips to the doctors.
And then decided to go for one round of radiation therapy. Actually, I guess it was 5, technically.
Well, yeah, okay, so there were 2 different options. We could, to treat, 3 actually. We could choose not to treat, which that just seems sad when she's only 5.
Mm-hmm.
Then there was the option to do an amputation and 20 rounds of radiation therapy. Or to not amputate and just do 5 rounds of radiation therapy. So that's what we went.
And we could do the more aggressive therapy because it was only the closest it was to anything was one of her ribs.
Yeah, there's only one rib that it would affect. Everything else, it was far enough away from everything else.
Right.
Luckily, we got very lucky on the placement of it. So
Yeah. So our dog now has superpowers.
she does. She glows in the dark. And when we're not looking or when we're not home, she's running around fighting crime, much
Yes.
like Perry the Platypus.
But yeah, Perry.
Only it's Fergie.
That's right. I like it. And she also has eyes that if she stares at you with it, she can control your
Pew,
mind
pew.
and you give her treats.
Yes. Well, yes. She's always had those, though. But she's been doing well. She didn't really have too many side effects at all, if any. We think maybe she had a sick tummy one day, but that's only because we found the remnants later.
Yeah. And she was high AF for a couple days.
Yeah, they had to sedate or put her under
Yeah.
whatever.
So she's got a couple little places where they had to shave her legs to give her the shot. So
Her legs look like little tiny chicken legs.
yes, in between these big old fluffy legs.
Yeah, it's funny.
It is funny.
But she does
sad.
seem to be using the leg a little bit more, so who knows? Maybe I'm
So-
just wishful thinking.
Yeah. Hopefully we've bought her a little bit more time. We're just going to enjoy the time we've got with her and just spoil her as if I'm sure if you ask our kids they'd say we were spoiling her already.
Yeah, I think that they're probably a little bit jealous.
Yes, they should.
But that's what you do when you're an empty nester.
That's right. A dink.
A dink.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
A dinkwad.
A dink.
One of my coworkers said that to me. She said that we're a dinkwad. It's a double income, no kids with a dog.
With a dog.
So we're dinkwads.
Yeah, dinkwads. So anyway, we're hoping she gets better, for a while and give her a good life and
Yeah.
enjoy her while she's here. So,
Yep.
So boy and girl and super cute superhero dog live to fight another day.
Indeed. Yeah. Chase another criminal bunny
That's right.
out of our yard. Keeping our yard safe, one bunny at a time.
One bunny at a time. Very
Right.
good. Yep. So that's kind of, I think, a catch-up of everything. That's been pretty
Yeah.
quiet since then.
Pretty
Kinda back
pretty
down.
quiet. But I got sick with a cold and had to deal with that, so that kind of sucked. But it's just been kind of we go to work and take our dog to doctor's appointments. Which luckily right now there's only one left, so that should free
Knock
up
on
some
wood.
time. Knock on wood. Yes.
I don't know if you could even hear that, but I did knock on some wood.
Yes.
Let's see, for the rest of the time, because we're about 18 minutes in.
Oh, okay. That was fast.
Oh, you know what we didn't do?
We didn't do the band name of the week.
Oh my gosh, band name of the week. We got so excited with our fancy
Hey,
parody.
That intro was pretty great.
We didn't do the band name of the week. Okay, so band name of the week.
Yes,
For a
it's-
refresher for everyone, it is now, we take turns. We provide it on a piece of paper that was sealed in a mayonnaise jar for a week. Only the other person knows what it is. It may or may not be dirty.
Feel free to use
feel
without
free to use it,
royalties.
yep. Except for the one that was possibly.
Yes.
So anyway, without further ado.
Without further ado.
Now, I wrote this kind of in the phonetics of it, so hopefully you say it right.
Okay.
Keep in mind it's a medication.
Vibralta?
Vibralta.
Vibralta.
Helps you sleep.
Helps you sleep. Oh, yes, it would.
You know what it is now.
Vibralta.
Vibralta.
Nice.
Yeah. So-
Do not take Vibralta if you're allergic to Vibralta.
No, exactly. It may cause.
I don't ever understand that line. Like, how are you supposed to know if you're allergic to a medication before you take it?
Seriously. Or it may cause sudden death.
It may.
Yeah. Or explosive diarrhea.
Anal leakage?
Wow. Well, that one spun off the rails. As
I
well.
don't remember what medication it was that they actually had that on there, but I thought nothing is worth that.
And suddenly it went quiet.
Way to ruin the podcast, Becky. Good job.
All right. Anyway, so
So
band name
I
of the week.
thought, yes,
Okay,
we've
go
done
ahead.
the band name of the week.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying the little games that we play while we're doing these podcasts. So I thought a fun game would be for us to tell a story.
Okay.
So I'm going to do a line
Mm-hmm.
of the story, and then you're going to do a line of the story, and we see where it takes us.
Okay. Well, what's the story about? You didn't have a theme or
No.
anything? So you're just going to start with a line and then see where it went?
Yeah.
Do you have a line to start with?
Once upon a time.
That's not a whole sentence.
Okay. Once upon a time, there was a man wandering through the empty streets. That's a full line.
Okay, sure. Okay, so there was a man wandering through the empty streets.
Yes.
A long time ago, did you say? Oh, no, you
I
said
said
once
once
upon
upon
a
a
time.
time.
Okay, all right. Once upon a time, man is wandering through the streets. As he was wandering, he looked out and saw a pig swimming in a pool.
This pig was like any other pig you would see, apart from the fact that he was wearing an old-fashioned striped bathing suit. And he had a swim cap protecting his little ears.
And the fact that he was swimming in
Pigs
a pool.
swim? Do pigs not swim?
We're not very good at this game.
This is what's funny is the whole the
Okay,
banter.
okay. Sorry. So, as the man watched the pig swim in his striped suit and his
Swim cap.
swim cap that covered his pointy little piggy ears, he thought to himself, why would a pig be swimming in a pool in a striped swimsuit with a swim cap with pointy little ears under his swim cap?
And as this thought crosses his mind, he looked to the other side of the street and he saw,
That's not a complete
I
sentence.
guess, and he saw,
Because I was going to make you come up with the whatever he thought, but then I was like, oh crap, that's not a complete sentence.
yeah, he saw a unicorn running on a treadmill.
Since today was Friday the 13th, it started to make a little more sense. The things were a little odd. But it could have also been the mushrooms he ate earlier that day.
Yeah, it probably was the mushrooms. I'm gonna guess.
That's not the story.
As he mused
Yes.
about what was causing these fascinating hallucinations, he found himself walking through mud. He looks down and he sees that he's walking on mud, and he thought he was walking on the street. What could possibly cause this? I don't know.
I don't know either. So he thought to himself, all right, is this real mud? Or is it fake mud? Am I still hallucinating because of the mushrooms? Because they had a bit of a dirty taste to them.
Yes.
So he reached down, picked up the mud, and tasted it. And it tasted exactly like...
Wow, how would he know? And then he thought to himself, wait, why do I know what tastes like?
And then he remembered that one time he was at the zoo and him and his friends were making fun of the monkeys.
Oh no.
And the monkeys, not taking kindly to this amusement,
As they wouldn't, they're very intelligent
No.
creatures.
decided then to do what monkeys do and throw at him and his friends. And he was laughing so hard when the got thrown at him that it went in his mouth. And that's why he knew what the taste of was.
So the mud tasted like monkey. Nice. Good timing.
That was pretty hard
That was good timing. I
pull
liked
that
it.
all off.
Good
Because
job.
that was all live. That wasn't in post-production, folks.
Yes. Yeah. He's just that good.
That good. We've got 5 minutes to finish our story.
Okay. So, what's the word I'm looking for? In distress, in some level of distress, he ran into the nearest store where he could see an actual human being, not an animal doing strange things. And he turns to this human being and he says, "Help me! I'm seeing weird things." And the person turned around from the counter and had a melty face. His face was melting.
That's frightening. Melty face. I think we've strayed from sentences to actual whole paragraphs.
Okay, fine. We'll just do sentences.
No, it's all right. It's all right. I mean, it is what it is at this point.
Maybe they're just run-on sentences.
So he said, "Excuse me, Mr. Melty Face. I seem to be having a mushroom trip where I think everything tastes like monkey. And so I need something that doesn't taste like monkey that I can eat to cleanse my palate."
Mr. Melty Face says, "Of course. Try this." And he hands him a jar of peanut butter and a spoon.
And as the man looked at the jar of peanut butter and spoon, another hallucination, easy for me to say, hallucination hit him, and he suddenly said,
I will not eat cat poop.
This is a very poopy story.
I'm really 12 at heart, so
Poopy.
that's right, yes. It's a lot poopy. Poop, 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 pee, pee, caca. We're very mature.
At hearing this, the peanut butter jar came to life, offended, and said, I am not cat poop, and you will eat me."
So the man, now obeying the whim of the live peanut butter jar, as he was in shock, took a big bite and was like, "Oh, wait, this isn't cat poop at all. This is indeed peanut butter, and it doesn't taste like monkey."
Yeah. And with that slight little bit of reality, the world started to change back to normal for this man. And his hallucinations ended.
So then he walked out of the store, back onto the street, and walked into the sunset until he realized the sun was a monster.
Boogeyman!
The end.
The end. It was a silly thing.
Twas a silly thing.
Yay!
Yay, that was lovely.
A story about drugs and poo. The sight of a unicorn galloping on a treadmill would be quite beautiful.
That would be. I agree completely. All right, well, that's almost our time right there. So way to go on the story.
Thanks.
Did you have another game you wanted to play?
No, that was the only one I could think of for this time.
Okay. Well, that's all today. For today. All
Easy for you to
for
say.
today. Wow, you take a couple weeks off and then suddenly you don't know how to podcast anymore.
Yeah, I guess so.
Not that we ever really knew how to podcast.
Well, we're
Yeah.
still figuring it out.
All right. Take 2. That's all for today, Dink Nation.
Until next time,
Keep dinking around.